Chris Giudicelli, and I'm here on behalf of Rehab United in order to give you guys some educational videos during PT month. Pretty frequently within the clinic, we see a lot of people who come in with injuries associated with trying to be active, and I wanted to address why a lot of those injuries are occurring. A lot of people who require sitting for their work day to day end up tightening up pretty significantly, and then they try to be active within a very short time frame. This results in overstretch, overuse, and a lack of control through those muscles. So I want to give you guys some hints on what an appropriate warm-up and stretching routine might be for some pretty common activities that you might do for yourself on the weekend. Seated jobs tend to result in us being very tight at the hips. We're kind of stuck in nice flexion. Those hamstrings, because our knees are flexed, are also going to be pretty tight. And a lot of times then you get up, you're out of the office, and you just want to run. So what we need to do is during that period of time, maybe the first quarter mile, is take some time to bring our bodies outside of the usual range of motion that we're functioning in. So for that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to stop and stretch. The big thing with having an efficient warm-up and or stretch is that you need to be dynamic. A static hamstring stretch where you just bend over isn't really prepping your muscles to be active. They're not going to be lengthening and shortening. So if you are out on a run and you wanted to get a quick hamstring stretch, you could stop, turn around, bring it to a walk, take a couple steps where you're reaching down towards your toes, keeping that front leg nice and straight. So that's maybe 5-10 steps that way, getting a little bit extra length out of those hamstrings, and it's going to take those hamstrings that have been very short throughout your week, get them a little bit longer, allow you to open up your stride, find a little bit more relaxed pace for you to run in. The other thing that needs to get tight, or tends to get tight, is your hip flexors. Same thing like the hamstring, don't necessarily have to stop and be very static. You can be dynamic. Take a step, keep your back leg nice and straight, drive your hands up and overhead, take a few alternating steps that way, 5, 10, 15 steps until you start to feel like it's easier to go into a slightly longer stride, and then continue on your run. A lot of other things that occur, especially with running, is you're running front to back. You move forwards as you go. People think that's the only direction that you need to move in. But what your body's actually doing is moving front as the main direction, but what you're also doing is your hips need to move side to side, and you need a lot of rotation. So for instance, if you're on that run, you're going through some of that warm-up phase, take a couple steps, really try and create some length down the side. You can do some long steps, get some nice big rotation. Things that are going to allow your body to break out of the norm, that static, tight, stressed posture we tend to get into with work, free you up, allow you to move more openly with less restriction, and that's going to decrease your likelihood of getting any of those injuries that occur with the repetitive motions associated with an activity like running. Thank you.